Well, we're going to bring you someone who is so enthusiastic about the Kravis Center and everything that they perform there, and there's so much on her plate. So Linda Birdsey is calling in from West Palm Beach, where the great Kravis Center for the Performing Arts is. And good morning and good afternoon, good evening.
Hello there, Anita.
Well, I say that because our show sometimes plays in the morning, sometimes it plays in the afternoon or in the evening. So whenever it's on, that'll be the right thing. So tell me what you're so excited about for this season.
Oh, I'm excited about, our whole season is exciting. Our 14-15 season, which we announced back at the end of, about the middle of July.
Right.
It's a great season from Broadway to classical to dance. I mean, we're just very excited. I mean, right now with Broadway, Kravis on Broadway, for your listeners, if they haven't done so yet, and haven't purchased their Kravis on Broadway season subscription, they may want to do that quickly because we are going to end that subscription campaign on September 10th, which is next week. And with that, on September 11th, the Book of Mormon, which everybody's been talking about. Book of Mormon. I want to get my tickets to Book of Mormon. So that's going to go on sale on September 11th, but on September through September 10th, you can still buy the whole season package, which features the Book of Mormon, the Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella, beautiful show, Flashdance the musical, Anything Goes, Cole Porter, who we love, Memphis, which is a great Tony Award-winning Best Musical from 2010, and Pippin, which is the 2013 Tony Award winner Best Musical Revival. So it's a great Broadway season, and I hope people don't miss out. Grab those subscriptions, get your subscription so you have the whole package. But also note that Book of Mormon is going on sale for single tickets on the 11th.
So tell us a little bit about Kravis on Broadway. What actually is that compared to some of your other things?
Well, Kravis on Broadway features all Broadway shows, and it's the touring Broadway. When you, I'm sure a lot of your listeners go to New York City, have been seen Broadway on there in New York, and what happens with the shows, then tours will then be produced from these shows and taken around the country. So these are what is called National Touring Broadway, and so what we have this season, this is what we call Kravis on Broadway is the National Touring Broadway that goes around the country, and these are the 6 shows that we picked this season to present.
Well, and how long are they usually here? How many performances, basically?
The shows are typically here for 8, like each show, like Book of Mormon's going to be here for 8 performances, Cinderella 8, Flashdance 8. They're all this season going to be 8.
And what that does, it gives people a chance to go for matinee, they go during the week, or they go on the weekend.
Exactly. You can pick, like, the shows start on a Tuesday and they end on a Sunday. And exactly what you said, you can pick either an evening weeknight or a matinee on a Wednesday, or you can shoot for a Saturday, a Sunday matinee, or a Saturday night or Friday night, whichever works, for your, the schedules are, varied, so that, it works for everyone, those who are working and those who are not working.
And on a side note, because this is just a little bit behind the curtain, as I'd say, do you get to meet any of the performers, and where do they stay, and do they have people who are stand-ins? We don't ever talk about that, but I know you know about it.
Yes, we do. I do come in, contact with some of the performers from time to time, especially if we're doing some kind of a press, event of some nature, and they're lending their time to do, help us with the press and to promote the show. And as far as where they stay, they're pretty much, in various places throughout, Palm Beach County. Some of them may be staying, in the various hotels that are around. Some may be staying with, friends and family that they know here. That's not something that the Kravis Center is responsible for setting up. The show takes that responsibility directly and arranges all the housing for the various performers.
So they are here for 8 days, and then they're off to some other big city. And about, like, how many, I don't know if you know this, but how many cities do they go to? I mean, this is their job, right, for the whole year?
Right. A tour, I would, and looking at it, I'm just, I'd have to, to look, and I think each tour could be different. It could be 10 cities, it could be 15 cities. It could vary, I mean, like the Book of Mormon will be, touring here in West Beach, but it is going to go to, I think, a few other cities in Florida as well. And then, probably other parts of the country. And this is its second time around. It's been on the road now for more. This is not the first season that it's been out there. This is like maybe the second season.
And do they go on a big bus and they have all their costumes on the bus? I mean, this is the intricate things that we never know about.
Oh, it's not bus, it's trucks. We're talking semis when it comes to sets and costumes. The performers are going to travel. If they're flying they're going to fly from city, from whatever they're flying to, where they're coming from New York or wherever. They're going to fly here, unless they've arranged some other transportation. But the sets and the costumes and the props will all be coming in, in the big trucks.
Oh my goodness!
It's production,
Yeah, I was going to say we sit as audience, and all of a sudden the gorgeous big red curtain at the Kravis Center, which is so thrilling. I once said I have no idea how someone makes a curtain like that. But anyway, you see, I'm getting into all the intimate things today because the Kravis is the most spectacular place. I'm so proud of having it here in West Palm Beach. And then we sit there and the curtain opens and we're just mesmerized and taken away to some other place.
Exactly, right. And little know there's a show behind the show, right? There's a whole bunch going on behind the scenes to make that all happen before your eyes.
True. Okay, so now someone there, and I forget his name, I think it is the one that decides what shows are going to be the Kravis on Broadway.
Yes, Lee Bell. He's our Senior Director of Programming, and he is responsible for everything, all of the shows that the Kravis Center presents. Now, there are some renters here that come in, but the majority of the product that someone would see here at the Kravis Center, Lee Bell has taken and made that possible.
And he really does know his audience here, I have to say, because every time I go, it's packed. And sometimes the show really is for younger people. It's not just the people who have been on been to Broadway and seen all these shows. And I've observed that, like when I went and saw the $1 Million
Quartet.
Oh, that was beyond belief. Now,
that was a great show.
I know that wasn't part of the Kravis on Broadway, but I have to just say to you that
it was. That was Kravis on Broadway.
I didn't realize that.
It was. It was the last show of last season's 13-14 Kravis on Broadway. It absolutely was.
Well, that was. I know that you saw it too, and everyone. And I saw younger people at that. Mm-hmm. It was really spectacularly done.
And we do that too, not going through Kravis on Broadway, but through the product that we bring throughout, that's in our other, like Dreyfus Hall, the main stage shows, and also Rinker and Person, like we're bringing in, like for instance, So You Think Dance is coming this season, which is, you see it on TV at night, it, airs, and they're going to be picking the finalists, and it's going to be here. The tour of that show is going to be here on November 26th.
Oh, tell us about that. I don't know that.
So You Think You Can Dance tour. I'm sure your listeners may know about it if they're watching. So You Think You Can Dance. It's on. I want to say Thursday nights. It's on, and it is a featured show where they select top dancers from around the country.
I have seen that show. I have seen that show. So you're saying that this is going to be like for the finals?
This is going to be, once they pick the finalists and it's done, and they're going to be bringing, in fact, if you go on our website, kravis.org, So You Think You Can Dance, you'll see, the information about it. And we're going to have, they're creating a national tour of the show. So the top, I want to say it's the top 19, or actually it's the top 10 finalists will be touring with that show, and we'll be presenting those here at the Kravis Center.
Oh, that is so exciting. Well, that definitely will get a lot of publicity and a lot of play. So that's going to be, you said, November the 26th. Mm-hmm. That's right. Is it before Thanksgiving or after, right there?
It's before Thanksgiving.
The
day before Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's good.
So it's great. There's no school the next day.
Right.
It's a great family show. Come on out.
Right. That's great.
Bring the kids. Bring the grandkids. Make it a night out. They'll be,
See, Linda Birdsey's in the wrong business. She should be in the supplement business, and she should sell a pill for enthusiasm. I mean, have you always been like this?
I think so.
When your mother used to say, "Okay, Linda, calm down now," right?
You know, we have something else coming up in November I want your listeners to know about, too, because they're very, it helps to support, education, and I know you know this, too, Anita, is a big part of our mission. And we do a lot for arts and education. And I know we talked about it, but
Yes.
One of our fundraisers we do, it's called Reach for the Stars, and we've done it, gosh, over the last 20 years, and it helps. We do, as part of our education, it's called the Star Series, and these are shows that happen during the day for our school kids. We've had over 2 million school children come through the Kravis Center thus far since we've been in operation, seeing these Star Series shows, and they see these shows. If a child is on free or reduced lunch, there's no, it's a waived fee. The tickets are very inexpensive to begin with for the schools, but child's on free or reduced lunch, there's no fee for them. There's no fee for the teachers. We really just want to get the children in here. And the shows are aligned with now, first with FCAP and now with Common Core. So, like, if a science teacher is coming in and they can see a show that can actually relate, the arts can relate to other topics and other subjects like science and math. And so we do work with that with the shows that we bring in. But this Reach for the Stars event is going to be on November 8th, and it is a fundraiser that really helps to bring these shows here to the Kravis Center. And I just want to mention to your listeners, because it's called Kravis Royale Cha-Cha-Ching, and it's going to be a fun night it's a food and wine tasting. It's going to be like dancing, Latin music, and table games where you can have some cards and some various blackjack, but it's all to help raise funds for our Reach for the Stars, which also for our Star Series for our educational department. So I just want to put that in there too, in case.
If I had an applause meter, I'd be applauding you, because that's where so many of the kids get their taste, and then who knows what they do with it later, right? Mm-hmm. That's brilliant. I am so happy to hear you talk about that. So that's going now. How would they just go to kravis.org if they want to help with that?
They can go to kravis.org, right? Exactly. And if they just type in under, just look up Kravis Royale, Cha-Cha-Ching, or it'll be on our website there. They can also call our box office at 832-SHOW and 832-7469, and just ask about the Kravis Royale. The fundraiser, and we can get them, information on that.
And do you do this each year?
We do a fundraiser for Kravis for our Star Series each year, yes, and it's always called Reach for the Stars.
That is just amazing. I don't know who comes up with these ideas, and I'm sure you have a group of, I'd say, not advocates, but an advisory board and people who.
Actually, this is helped put together through our Young Friends of the Kravis Center. Actually, helped put this together. Mm-hmm. We have a Young Friends committee that works to help. It's Young Friends of the Kravis Center, and it's actually this one is the 22nd annual Reach for the Stars event. So that group of Young Friends helps to. They started that 22 years ago, and it continues, and helping to raise funds for this.
So you were just a baby when they were thinking about this.
I was just a baby, I know.
That's 22
years.
Young
friend.
That's right. That is so great to hear about this, because I think a lot of people see these big fancy performing arts centers and they don't really know what goes on. But this is like behind the curtain, as we've been talking about, behind the scenes.
It's exactly. There's a lot people don't know. They know. The Kravis Center is a beautiful building, no doubt. Beautiful, and it does a lot. There's a tremendous amount of product that comes out of into the community, and there's a lot that we do that, like we say, with our education. Not only do we do the Star Series for education, there's a whole group of other things. We do a whole professional development for teachers, classes that they can teach to help enhance their teaching.
Oh, tell me about that, Linda. I don't know about that.
It's called, it's professional development here at the Kravis Center. I just want to get my little brochure so I'm not. But it's been going on through our education department. I'll have to, Tracy Butler, going to have her on sometime.
Okay.
Talk about our education. She's our director of education. She can go on and on about all the great things we do for education. But it's It's called professional development, and it's workshops, and they receive, teachers receive what's called in-service credit hours.
Right.
And we have, my gosh, 1, 2, 3, at least 15 in-service, these professional development classes. And there's things on like movement through, I'm just going to read you some of the titles, Moving Through Math. And it takes, and what they're probably doing, they're taking math, and maybe they're going to incorporate maybe dancing into it or something. But they're giving the teacher some ideas and some fresh looks at things that they can teach their subjects in with, a different way. So it just helps their professional development. And this is all free to the teachers. There's no charge for this.
But just think of the benefit that the kids are getting, that some of them, who maybe don't like a subject, if they can do it through the arts, that's brilliant. I didn't know that was happening either.
Oh, yeah. And then we have a student arts enrichment. We have a whole group of programs for kids, different things. Like I said, we mentioned the STAR series, which has the part of the admission waiver program where kids do not pay, if they're on free or reduced lunch, which, 70% of Palm Beach County students are.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's, it's a need that, we're trying to meet. And also, if the school, there's busing, that the kids ride the bus,
Sure.
Go to the various field trips. Well, that busing money runs out in Palm Beach County, somewhere during the school year. No worries. Kravis Center will pay for the busing.
Oh, I just cannot. I appreciate you all so much, but I didn't know all this. And I am so proud of your organization, what you do there, and the difference. It's almost a shame, in a sense, that you can't take the kids and follow them in their lives and see the difference of what your performances have made for them. But they have.
You do reach kids and you touch kids. I was through a school performance. Everyone, I'm sure a lot of people have stories where they say, that's how I started going to see Broadway, or this is how I started in the classical music, or what. So it's important, and we feel it's definitely a key, like I say, it's a key cornerstone of our mission is with education. That is just part of what makes us who we are, and we are very proud of it too. And it's there's a lot. There's other programs that we have. We have the DeGeorge Academy, Performing Arts Academy, which is it provides year-round professional performing arts instruction and coaching, and for kids in grades 3 through 12 that are trying to get into, maybe they want to try to get into one of those performing arts schools like a Bach or a Dreyfus, and they may not have, say, the means to take those private classes that may give them a little extra,
sure, the help they need, of course.
Need. And so we have this academy was performed, and it was Lawrence J. and Florence DeGeorge Charitable Trust helps to put this on, helps to support this. And so it gives the kids an extra, they can take those private lessons, and then through that, these kids have been going through this academy and have been getting into the Bach and the Dreyfus, performing arts school. So and we do see it, and these kids will be followed through
sure
over the years. But that's just two. The Star Series and the George. We've got so many others. I could go on and on. One day we'll have to have lunch. I'll take you through the whole thing.
I would really like to know that. But before I don't want to run out of time, I'm going to go back to what the Kravis on Broadway is going to be. I know we talked about the Book of Mormon, but let's talk about Cinderella, Flashdance. Give us the highlights of each one of those, please.
Cinderella. I saw that on Broadway. It is beautiful. In fact, it's the Rodgers and Hammerstein music. I'm sure your listeners remember that. It was, the first time I remember seeing it is through the Hallmark special with Leslie Ann Warren.
Oh, my.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And they aired it. That's the Cinderella with all that beautiful Rodgers and Hammerstein music. So that's going to be our Cinderella. It's going to be here November 11th through the 16th. It kicks off the Kravis on Broadway season, so we're very excited about that. And then followed up, of course, in Book of Mormon, here December 16th through the 21st. Make sure you get your tickets. September 11th, they go on sale, and they will be gone. I'm guessing they'll probably be gone by the weekend.
Okay.
We anticipate they'll go really fast. Flashdance the musical. Who didn't love that music from that movie?
Oh, my heavens. I remember that. It was so sexy.
What a feeling.
Yes. Yes.
Sexy, yes, and great dancing.
Oh,
so we're going to have this awesome musical from the movie Flashdance the Musical now, and it's going to be here January 27th through February 1st. And then following up with that is Anything Goes. I mean, Cole Porter, hello. This show was the winner of 3 2011 Tony Awards, including Best Musical Revival and Choreography. And so we're very excited about this show coming, and it's going to be an awesome, awesome production. And then Memphis, the show I mentioned to you, it kind of takes place in the underground clubs of the 1950s where rock and roll was born. It follows the life of DJ Huey Calhoun, who was like a DJ, and he really wanted to bring that soulful sound of R&B to Memphis and to what was more predominantly, I would say, white radio. And he really kind of like led the way in trying to get that music out there. And there's a love story. It's a beautiful show. It's great music, great dancing. So you want to check that Memphis out, which is coming April 7th through the 12th. And last but never least, and I know you saw a tidbit of this when you came for Kravis on Broadway, is Pippin, Best Musical Revival. It's going to be amazing. I mean, what you saw, that one little act, the show comes with not only the whole show on Pippin, but does this whole, I don't even say circus, acrobatic special acts. It's happening all over the stage the entire show.
And it was even the people who came, some of the performers, they were electrifying.
Totally electrifying. It's breathtaking acrobatics. It's and it's by it's even the performers will be doing some, like the leads will be doing some of these acrobatic feats, if you will.
Yeah, that was interesting when she explained how she got started in doing all the acrobatics. And she was from what, Montreal, or she was from?
Yes, Les Seven Doigts de la Main.
Oh my! And that's really where a lot of it started. But they were charming and so lovely and so interesting to hear their life story and why they do this. And I mean, they're just. And so you're saying that they do it here, but then they're going to go somewhere else after this and somewhere else after that, right?
Oh yeah, they just pack it all up and head on over to another city.
Amazing. Well, I have to tell you, you don't know this, but I am going on a cruise that was given to Bill and to me, the Malt Shop Cruise. When you were talking about the R&B, they're going to have the Beach Boys and the whole cruise. It's a 7-day cruise. I'm so excited because you were talking.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you were talking about, of course, the Memphis, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot of the same stuff.
And you said you're going to have the Beach Boys on the cruise?
That's what they said. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Because we're going to have the Beach Boys, 50 Years of Fun, Fun, Fun here on January 8th.
Really? Now, that wasn't in your Kravis.
Yes, if you're a season brochure, check out page 6.
Okay.
And you'll see the Good Vibrations boys there.
Right.
Mike Love and Bruce Johnson will be here with the band.
Oh, my gosh.
Singing all the songs that everyone loves from those Beach Boys.
Yep. Well, it's an exciting time. It's funny how many people are going back to that rock and roll time. It was all those songs were so special to us.
We have memories.
Yeah, right? That's right. And that's why they call it it's the Memory Cruise, the Malt Shop Memory Cruise. So I'm pretty excited. It leaves in November for 7 days. Yeah, that was a nice treat. Well, they've been advertising with us, and they said, boy, we really like you guys. So I decided that would be good, and we're going to do it. But let's just talk about when people want to buy their tickets. So they're going to go to kravis.org.
I do want to mention, too, since it's running September 27th, mark your calendars because that's public ticket sale day.
Okay.
That's when all, the majority of our product will be on sale. I wouldn't say 100% all of it, but I would say the majority. Not all the Broadway, just, Cinderella and Book of Mormon will still be on sale. The rest of the Broadway goes on sale later in the year. But all of the, if you go on our website, kravis.org, actually if you go to kravis.org/brochure, you'll be able to flip through our season brochure to see all of the products that we have coming.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so we have kravis.org /brochure.
Correct. Now, right now, our donors are ordering their tickets, and that again, just to let you know, membership has its rewards.
Right.
The donors have had their brochures since July, and they've been ordering their tickets.
It's a good time, though, Linda, to talk about the donors and to talk about the people who do support the Kravis. We don't really cover them very often, but they need to be really appreciated. And I know you all do it in your way, but the public needs to know that these people put their money into something that then affects all of us.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, ticket sales are only covering so much. And then, of course, we have, what we have as far as the generosity of our donors that cover, the other portion of what makes up of what we have to do and what we do and bringing to the Kravis Center and bringing it to the Kravis Center, then bringing it out for the community. I mean, I feel like what we feel as a key community gathering place here in Palm Beach County. And what we do, obviously it takes dollars in many ways, whether through ticket sales or donations, and our donors and we have very generous donors, I have to say, here in Palm Beach County. I've seen very generous, and they've done so much for the center and
well, for the arts also. I think what it's done.
And for the arts, right.
Yeah, it's really created something.
In general, right.
And also, I know we never talk about this, but I do go to functions there. For instance, I'm going to the function, The Future of Medicine, and you have a lot of functions there over in
Exactly. Dreyfus Hall isn't the only busy place or rinker or person. We have in our Cohen Pavilion, in our Gimmelstadt Ballroom, that's a very busy place, morning, noon, and night. It may be a breakfast with the Rotary in the morning, a luncheon with the Chamber in the afternoon, and someone's gala at night.
Yep. Well, Linda, you did it again. You are just your enthusiasm just comes long and pure over this air. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to seeing you soon, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who will purchase tickets because of this show. Yes,
just check out our Kravis.org,
Okay.
And go to our website. You'll see everything there, and then, we'll hopefully remember September 27th, public ticket sale day.
Okay. Well, you're great. Thank you for your time, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Anita.
All right. Bye, Linda.
Bye-bye.